Hi everyone and welcome back to another video. So in today's video I'm going to be giving you some fall book recommendations. These I've read and loved. Now all of them I didn't read during fall time, but they kind of gave me fall vibes. But most of these are going to be like thriller kind of things, or things that you can read like around like October time. So I thought it would be fun. Let's just get right on into the video. Okay, I'm going to start off with this one because it's a YA one, more for like young like teens maybe, or like even like my sister can read it and she's like really young. This is for maybe 8+. Okay, so I just want to do this one first. That is The Witch of Turnham Academy. This is actually a series, but this is the first book. I was thinking about reading this, maybe, I don't know, but I actually haven't read the whole series. I think it's up to book 3. I haven't read the whole series, but actually I remember when I first started reading the series, I started off with book 2 because I loved the second book so much. I decided to get the rest of the series, and so then I started off from book 1, and then I went to book 3, I think, or did I reread book 2? Either way, weird, I know. But this actually I can't physically remember, but I'm gonna read the back. I know it's about a witch. That's all I know. It's not easy being the only day girl at Turnham Academy. Sophia misses out on all the midnight feasts and late night gossip, and when new girl Katie turns up, it feels like she's bewitching all of Sophie's friends. Katie's no witch, but there is a witch at Turnham. Katie comes from a long line of witch hunters whose job is to stop evil magics. Sophie is going to help her anything to get Katie out of her life and get things back to normal. Sounds good, right? And I seem to remember enjoying this. This one I did read, I think it was in 2021, so last year, but I want to reread and actually reread the whole series. But I was reading this for something, I can't remember what it was. But yeah, it's like a nice, easy, quick read if that's what you want. But yeah, so I thought I'd start with that, as it's a YA. But the rest aren't YA. The rest are adult. So next one I wanted to recommend is Final Girls by Layla Sager. You've probably heard of this. If not, you've probably heard of this author and some of this author's books. But this one I read last October, which is crazy to me because it literally feels like yesterday when I read this book. But the year has just gone by so fast, and I think everyone else can agree with me on that one. But I'm going to read the back of this one as well, as it's short. First there was 3. The media calls them the Final Girls, the infamous group of survivors that no one wants to be part of. Then there were 2. When Lisa dies in mysterious circumstances, Sam shows up unannounced and angry. Can there only ever be one? All Quincy knows is one thing: she is next. So this is very interesting and very thrilling, and you get hooked with it because you just want to know what happens next. I might read this again in October, we'll see how I feel, but I can't remember what I rated it, but I know it wasn't a 5-star read for me, so I don't know. But I did enjoy the read when I listened to it, and this cover, I love this cover so much. I actually got this years ago, like when I wasn't into books, so I didn't really like think much of it. I just saw it in a shop and picked it up and thought, you know what, I'll give it a go, I'll try and read it. Never got around to it, and then obviously years later, which was last year in October, I decided to finally pick it up, and I'm glad that I did. Like, so good. And I can't believe I've had it for years and it's still in a good condition, and that's probably because I didn't read it. The next one I recommend is Darkly Dreaming Dexter by Jeff Lindsay. Now this is, again, a whole series, it's even a TV show, but I'm just going to show you book 1, but I do recommend the whole series for this. Is about Dexter, and he is a serial killer, but he is very good at hiding his tracks and no one obviously knows. He's also a forensic officer, that's it. So he's obviously got a job within the police, and in the first book it starts off where he it says on the back, a nice shy girlfriend and is liked by her young children, but obviously no one knows his secret. So it's very interesting to read and to watch if you decide to watch the TV show, which I do recommend. But it's just so good, and the fact that he can hide it, like, it's kind of scary. But yeah, this is really, really interesting. The next one I recommend, now everyone has probably already read this, but if not, I'm going to recommend it, and that is Verity by Colin Hoover. You've probably had enough of me talking about this book, you've probably had enough of hearing about this book, but I'm going to talk about it. So this is about Lowen, and she is a writer, and Jeremy, Verity's husband, is looking for a writer to finish Verity's book that she isn't able to finish. So Lowen goes to stay with Jeremy and Verity and their son for a little bit so that she can finish his book for them. But she needs some research, so you know, she's looking around the office and she finds this manuscript. That's all I'm gonna say. And there is like could you say it's cheating in this book? Not I'm gonna say yeah, but not really. I've never heard people say it's cheating in this book, but it is classed as cheating in this book. So yeah, there is, but it's not in a way where it's hateful. Like, you don't really care. Is that a good way of saying it? I don't know. But a romance does happen between Lowen and Jeremy. So there is a little bit of romance in it, but that isn't the main plot. That isn't the main thing in this book. The main thing is the mystery in this. And it can be very terrifying, so don't read it in the dark. The next book I'm going to recommend is also another Colin Hoover book, and that is Layla. This I read at the beginning of 2021 when I was just getting into reading, so at the time I rated it 5 stars. I'm going to reread this again this fall, so we'll see, because I've started to hear very bad things about this now, and I remember enjoying it, but obviously my reading taste has changed a lot. I have experienced loads of different genres, loads of different types of books, so we'll see if I still give it a 5 stars or still think the same about this book. I'm not going to ruin like my good thoughts of this book probably, but I'm going to recommend it. So this is about Leeds and Layla, and Layla had an accident, and she kind of had like loads of issues physically and mentally, so Leeds decides to take her to this bed and breakfast where they met, but loads of things starts to happen, loads of creepy things, loads of weird things, and Leeds starts to get this connection with Willow, who's at the bed and breakfast. This is very interesting and I do highly recommend, but yeah, again, don't read in the dark. Okay, the next one I'm going to recommend, everyone has most likely already read this, and if you haven't, I don't blame you, because I didn't read it until last year for the first time, which is crazy to me, but I didn't, so I can't say anything. But that is Twilight. I recommend the whole Twilight series, but I'm just going to hold the first one. And yes, my copy is very damaged, but we move on. Oh yeah, very damaged, but we all know what this is about. We've probably all watched the movies. If not, again, I'm not going to blame you. I didn't watch it until about 2020, or was it 2019? Very late from everyone else, but you know what, it's okay. So this I actually really enjoyed. I did obviously rate it 5 stars, really good. And if you don't know what it's about, I'm just going to say it's about vampires. Very interesting. Then the last one I recommend is The Summer Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. This just, the cover gives fall vibes, all of that stuff. So this is about Evelyn Hugo, obviously, and Monique. So Monique is a writer, and Evelyn Hugo brings her in to ask her to write basically her life story. So Evelyn Hugo decides to start telling Monique her life story. Monique writes the story, and you're basically learning everything that happened in Evelyn Hugo's life with fame, because she was an actress, she obviously lived in Hollywood, so you're kind of experiencing the Hollywood life with Evelyn Hugo, and like the behind the scenes of all the gossip that always happens, and you're kind of learning that you never really know what's happening in people's lives, you just go by gossip, and so it's kind of showing that as well, which I love. But yeah, it's very interesting, it does keep you reading, and I love it. It's also set in the 80s, so if you're into books that aren't set in this time, it's also a very, very interesting and good read. Okay, so that is the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed all of these book recs. I hope you take some away with you. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe if you want. It's free, and I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye!